Buses. Inside a computer, the communication is done between components through buses. These buses are a electronic pathway, or we can say that electronic lines, through which data and information move from one part to the another part. So we get to know that all devices inside your computer are connected through the buses. Whenever the CPU want to communicate with the other components inside the computer system, buses allow them to communicate with them. The capacity of bus depend on the number of lines in it. If we got a number of lines 32-bit or 32 lines, it's mean 32-bit data can move, or we can say that 4 byte at a time, because 32-bit is equal to 4 byte. So means 32 lines which are coming for or going out for sending and receiving data. The higher bus width means that the bus can carry more data. If the width of the bus is high, so your performance of computer will be faster. If it is a 32-bit, so its speed will be slower, but if it is a 64-bit, so your speed will be faster. A speed at which data move from one component to the another component of a computer is called bus speed. So at one is number of bits, okay, another one is at how much speed the data move on these lines. So the speed at which the data move from one component to another components on these 32-bit lines or 64-bit line is known as a bus speed. If the bus speed is faster, your performance also will be faster of your computer. So two factors are there. One is number of lines, which is a total number of bits can move at the same time. Another one, at which speed the data move on these lines. So it affects the overall performance of the computer. Bus clock speed is measured in a unit of megahertz, or we can say that million of clock per second. So means that millions of bit can move in 1 second, which is a 1 cycle. Let's discuss about the buses type. So first one is a data bus. What this data bus is used for? It is used for carrying data between different components of a computer. Remember that it is a bidirectional, means the data can be retrieved or the data can be sent to the processor or from the processor. If you see here the component microprocessor which is there, and we got this is a data bus. So data is moving from a central processing device or central processing unit to your memory or any input output device, and the data can come from a memory to the central processing unit or from any input output device to your central processor. It also transfers data between memory and input output device during input output operation. So whenever the data is required from any input output device or from memory, the data can move through this data bus and it will reach to the microprocessor. The width of bus can be from 32 to 64 bit. Right now our latest processors are 64 bit processor, so its bus width is 64 bit. Old processor were 32 bit. So a 32 bit line data can carry 32 bit at the same time, we can say that. Means 32 bits at the same time can move, but a 64 bit data bus can transfer 64 bit of a data at a time. So which one will be better? Of course your answer should be 64 bit. Second one is address bus. I've explained in a data bus that data bus are bidirectional, means the data can move from and to the microprocessor, or from memory to the memory the data can move, as well as for input output device. But address bus is a unidirectional, or we can say that address bus is used to connect CPU with main memory to identify particular address in a main memory. The address bus is unidirectional bus. So whenever CPU want some data from main memory, so data will come from a main memory to your central processing device. The address will not move from a central processing device to any input output or from memory. The address will move from your memory or any input output device to your microprocessor. So this is known as a unidirectional bus. It can carry information only in one direction, which I've explained previously. It carry address of memory location from the CPU to the main memory. The width of addresses bus can be 16 bit or 32 bit. The computer with 32 bit address bus can have an address of 2 raised to power 32 memory location. Means if you have a 32 bit processor, so I can say that you can address a memory location up to 4 GB. Remember that, because 2 raised to power 32. So if you are using a 32 bit processor, so your address bus, or it can support up to 2 raised to power 32 bit memory locations, means up to 4 GB RAM you can utilize inside your computer. But if it is a 64 bit processor, okay, so you can utilize up to 192 GB RAM, means that you can extend your memory inside your computer. The third one type of bus is a control bus. What control bus is used for? It is used to transfer timing and control signal from control unit to the other part of computer. So if you see in diagram here, the control bus is used to transfer the control signal from your central processing unit to the other parts of a computer. And inside central processing unit, control unit is responsible for sending these control signals. These signals are used to direct the activities of all pods. So all the parts are instructed through these control bus that perform such activity. For example, the control bus is used by the control unit to direct the transfer of data from memory to the ALU. So a control signal is sent from your control unit to the main memory that send the data through the data bus to the microprocessor. Okay, but order or control signal will be sent through control bus. The control unit also use control bus to control the functions of other units such as input-output device and secondary storage devices. So this control unit of a central processor utilize this control bus to control the function of any input-output devices or any secondary storage devices. Instructions. What instructions are? Whenever a computer performing any operation, so there should be some certain bits that tell the computer to do that specific task, or we can say that those are instruction codes. These instructions are loaded into main memory, from where they come to the microprocessor. First of all, they will be loaded inside main memory, and from main memory these instructions are fetched or taken from the memory to the CPU for execution. Instruction have two parts. One is instruction code, or we can say that operation code, and second one is operand. Each CPU provide a number of instructions to provide different operation. The set of all instruction provided by the CPU is called instruction set. Processor know that it will perform which operations, so all these operations are written inside the instruction set, that whenever this code will come, so I will do this operation, whenever this code will come, I will do this operation. So every CPU have these list or number of instruction are there which the CPU will perform those operations. First one is operation code. So instructions are divided into two part. One is operation code, which represent the action or what execution will be performed. So operation code is what operation is required to perform by the microprocessor to execute the instruction. And the second one is operand code, which define the parameters of action. The operation codes depend on the operation. It can be data or memory address. So here we can say that operation code is a specific operation, just like if I'm going to say here move. Move is one of the operation code, and I'm going to write a memory location that move this data to certain memory location in a binary form. So this is operation code, and this one is a operand code. So operand code can be a data or a memory address. Types of instructions. Modern computers support many types of instruction. There are some general types of instruction which are used in computer: data transfer instruction, data processing instruction, and program control instruction. Program control instruction. Whenever we say that data transfer instruction, these instructions transfer data from one location of the computer to the another location without changing the data content. The most common transfers are between register and memory, register to any input output devices, or register to register. So data transfer instructions are utilized for what? Whenever a data need to be transferred from one location of a computer to the another location of the computer, so those instructions are known as a data transfer instruction. The data transfer is from which part to which part? From register to your main memory, or from register to any input output device, or from register to another register.